Welcome to Stories from the 3 Billion Under 30, featuring interviews with world-class millennials as well as the celebrities, Fortune 500 executives, and mentors that guide us.
So welcome to another episode of Stories from the 3 Billion Under 30. When I was making this show, I had you in mind because I know how much you like to wear crazy pants. We've gone to dance parties wearing crazy pants. And so I was telling each of our interviewees to tell me like what the most fun interview would be. Whether it was wearing crazy pants or we've now like played with clay during interviews, or we attempted to like eat a plate of bacon this morning. Didn't work out. So yeah, the whole point of the show is like let's have as much fun as possible. While speaking English.
Have you ever tried wearing bacon pants?
I have not. Do you have bacon pants?
I have bacon pants. Of real bacon, yes. Yeah.
It's not fair. We might have to cut. No. But yeah, like let's have as much fun as possible, okay. And then share really practical tips. So that the 3 billion under 30, 3 billion people in the world, 30 and under, can all continue to act on their passions in life and change the world to be fluffy with language. But Craig is one of my mentors, Craig Clemens, and Craig is probably one of the top five copywriters on the planet, serial entrepreneur by now, transitioning to author, investor, speaker as well, which is a cool new change. So welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks for hosting us in your beautiful loft.
Sure, great to be here. Thanks for coming.
Thank God construction's not going to cut.
Thanks. Yeah.
And we're interviewing Sarah next. Sarah's getting ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about copywriting. I want to talk about your views on lifestyle design a little bit, because I really admire the way you've set up, your business, Hippo, and how you're able to work from New York while most of the company is on the other coast, and how you're managing a small team, not a large team. You guys travel all over the world and have a lot of fun in the process, are very healthy in how you do it, and also get a lot of shit done. And yeah, so really want to take it back. I know you originally learned under Evan Pagan. That was kind of your big mentor. And so if you want to tell us that background, go ahead, or just tell us, your life story, but the favorite chapter in your life story, just to give everyone a little background as to who you are.
Yeah. Well, that was a good chapter. So I started working for Evan when I was about 23 years old, and I was doing customer service for him.
And Evan's like one of the, he's like the godfather of internet marketing, or like one of the godfathers.
Yeah, he invented a marketing system for selling products online that a lot of people have since used to sell millions of dollars of products and services. So yeah, I started working for him as young wild child, going out 8 nights a week. $2 drink nights were abundant.
8 nights a week.
Yeah. And I was bouncing around from job to job. I was making negative money. Those $2 drink nights are expensive too.
And you were doing like telemarketing work, right? Before you worked.
Yeah. I've had every telemarketing job you can think of, from selling mortgages to tools and industrial supplies to direct TV. Automotive packages for car dealerships, helping them sell cars. I did a lot of strange, random things.
I think I was listening to like the Soul Feed podcast you did, where you had some job where it just kept giving you people like live, and it would like call 8 people at once, and then like as soon as you hung out, there was another person.
Yeah, that's how the telemarketing machine works. It's called the dialer, and it's just like
sounds brutal.
It's like how Elon Musk talks about how artificial intelligence goes crazy, it'll take over the fucking world. That's basically what the dialer is. It's like an evil machine, right? And the way it works is you put this headset on, you have this computer in front of you, and it's one of those old computers. It's about like this fucking big with a green screen.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that's right.
Before my time.
This is before anyone that's going to be watching this interview has ever seen. So, computers used to look like a milk carton. They still have milk cartons now? Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
So yeah, imagine like a big ass milk
They have
carton,
milk cartons,
okay,
yeah.
with like green. I don't know when this is coming out in the future, but, right? So yeah, imagine this fucking milk carton with like green eyes and stuff, right? And then like it's connected to a headset, and you push the button when you clock in, and then you hear someone go, "Hello, hello," and all of a sudden up on the screen pops their personal info, like their name and address.
Oh my God.
And you're like, "Hi, Mr. Nakazuza?" And they'd be like, "No, it's Nakawa." Like, "Oh, sorry, sir. My name's Craig with Equity One Mortgage Company. How are you doing today?" "What the fuck do you want?" "Well, I just wanted to see if you want..." "Hello? Hello? Hello?" And the second hello, you notice that there's no transition between the hang up and the second hello? It's because as soon as that the first person's hung up, the evil machine has already dialed someone else and found someone who picked up their phone and it's like waiting for you. And then the thing pops up and it's like and hopefully it'll be an easy name this time, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be like, "Mr. Smith, how you doing? It's Craig with Equity One Mortgages. How you doing?" Just boom. Hello. Okay, so
This is funny, but like you
8 hours.
This is like 8 hours a day, and then you had like your 8 nights a week of partying. You're making negative money, and then you start working with Evan.
Yeah, so I'm doing all these things that like can't exist, like 8 nights a week, negative money, and this artificial evil machine that just like the beauty of this machine is it fucks with people on both ends of it, so it's like harassing the homeowners at the same time as it's like torturing you for an 8-hour shift, like 8 hours of this stuff. It's like nonstop. You do like over 1,000 calls a day.
Oh my God.
And you're just getting slammed on all the time. It's great for self-esteem.
Don't you love marketing automation now?
Well, this was the early days of it, because I mean, if you actually think about it, before that when I was doing regular telemarketing, you had to smile and dial.
I guess that's the early versions of marketing automation. It's not what you're doing now to run your businesses, but yeah.
Right, you'd do 200 calls a day. And they would go a little smoother because you'd have time to study the name and what they had ordered or what they might, in the past. This one, they would just pop up. And they were already kind of pissed because you usually weren't there when they answered the phone.
Yeah.
So they could tell it was automated.
Yeah.
So the connection rate was so much lower than when you dialed yourself, but it was a volume play. And it actually is very similar now. So I write sales copy and it's put in the form of a letter. And that letter is usually shown to someone in like a video presentation or sent through the mail. Whereas what that letter is essentially a sales pitch that in the old days before mail someone would do to someone one-on-one, or that's still done in traditional sales settings. And if you're pitching someone one-on-one, you have time to like take in their questions and all that, and your conversion rate's going to be higher. But if you're putting it in your presentation, it's not as personal, but you can send it out to 1 million people, so it's going to make more sales. So the trick in writing copy is to make that presentation that is going out to 1 million people. You want every one of those 1 million people to get it and feel like you're having a personal conversation with just them.
Yeah. So I want to go back a step and tell us how you even learned any of these marketing or sales, copywriting tips, tricks in the first place. So you went from telemarketing, you started working with Evan.
Started working with Evan, and he taught me all of this stuff, basically.
And what was that process? So you went under his tutelage.
You see that in Living Color skit where the guy's like, I know Tai Chi, I know Taekwondo, and I know Tyro, and he's the guy who taught me all this shit. That's what I always think of when I think of Evan, Because I know sales copy, I know direct marketing, and I know Evan. Evan taught me all this shit. So that's going to be before the time of anyone reading this book also. But in Living Color, good show. Jamie Foxx used to be on that show. What the fuck were you talking about?
No, just give me the lifespan of working with Evan.
Oh, okay.
How give us the maturation story. Give us the growth of his company and the growth of you as an individual, and then we can launch off to where you are now from there.
Okay, yeah. So I was 23. I was employee number 9 at his company. It was a really exciting company. He had just written an ebook that showed guys how to get more dates, and like what to say to a girl to ask her out, and things like that. It was called Double Your Dating. It was becoming like a underground phenomenon, and I remember when I talked to him, he was doing like $70,000 in sales a month. These little ebooks.
Just off ads, like running ads to the ebook, or
yeah, basically, and referrals and stuff. And I was blown away. I was like, I'll come work for you doing anything.
Yeah.
Even making some coffee, or just don't put me on that fucking torture machine. And let me know how you make $70,000 a month. Also, so I started working for him doing customer service. So when the emails would come in, I wouldn't answer the ones that were like, help me download this ebook, which is pretty common because this is one of the first ebooks back in the day. But they'd be like, hey, will this help me get my ex-girlfriend back? And I'd write back and be like, well, perhaps, but what you're really going to love is on page 9, there's a technique that you can use to start a conversation with a new girl that's almost guarantees you're going to be having a great conversation with her. And if you go around to the mall this weekend and just approach 10 new women, you will never think about your ex again.
So that's interesting actually, because it reminds me of objections when you're selling, and that was like the customer service lesson on handling objections in sales and marketing.
Yeah.
You probably learned a lot about how to do that so that you didn't even get the customer service queries in the first place.
I saw all the objections.
I've actually never known that about you. Wow.
Yeah, and it was really valuable, and that's why I tell my team of writers now, I tell them to get on the phone and take some customer service calls, or look at the emails that are coming in, or go read the reviews of our products.
Yeah. That's why Tony Hsieh at Zappos is like, you have to work in customer service before any other position.
Yeah, I think that should be a rule. Any company. However, it's hard to implement these days because you gotta know the machine and how to redo the orders and stuff like that. But at the very least, you can always go read reviews, even if it's of a competitive product. Go on Amazon and read reviews and see people's comments and what they're looking for in the marketplace. You gain a lot of insight.
So you started in the customer success role, graduated as the company grew.
I started doing that, and I also was getting link partners for us.
Oh, wow.
So this is old school days, the internet. So I'd write someone and be like, hey, do you want to put a link to our site on your site? And then we'll put one back to yours. And that was how you got SEO rankings in Google back then. And then some of the sites would be more targeted. So let's say it was like a men's interest site. That link would be an affiliate link. So they would get a commission if someone actually bought the book. But some of those links were just there for search engine optimization. And we used to have a report that we'd send to Evan, how many sites we have linking to us.
Was this hundreds or was this thousands?
It was 40 or something like that.
Okay. But it's still 40 important backlinks.
Well, yeah, and then Google started doing this thing called PageRank. So if the link was out from a site like Fox News, it was
better.
Count more than say, from Craig Clemens' blog or something. This is before blogs though. And then Fox News got wise to this, and they started selling those links. So you'd pay $10 grand a month for just a link that no one could see on a hidden page in their site.
God,
so
crazy.
Yeah, but those people who figured out that search engine optimization game back in those days made a lot of money. Just getting those top rankings in Google and selling people stuff.
Yeah.
We weren't ever that big into the search engine optimization though, because it's a game that you can't win long term without being a super nerdy scientist, And
what's wrong with super nerdy scientists?
I love super nerdy scientists. However, they're very hard to find and hire on your team. And even then, Google can change its algorithm at any time. And I'm sure you've heard stories from business owners. Oh, Google changed the algorithm and I'm out of business.
Now it's Facebook is changing their algorithm or Instagram changing.
Yeah. So the solution to all of that is just buy your traffic and know your metrics. If you can make money on paid traffic, you never have to rely on gaming a search engine or gaming your Instagram posts to get more likes or tags.
Is that the predominant way you grow your business now, other than it's email marketing?
It's pretty much the only way. I mean, even email marketing is paid.
Right, to get them on your list.
You'll pay someone to let you mail to their list, or it'll be a partner that you're paying them a commission on each sale, like an affiliate thing,
right,
which is like a referral fee.
Yeah. Got it.
So yeah, it's a much.
So you would recommend everyone, like, if you're building an online business, if you can, go pay traffic and just know your metrics better than anyone.
One of the biggest mistakes people make in any business, I feel, is trying to do what they see everyone else doing, not knowing that it's wrong. I guess it's gonna sound harsh, but okay. The typical person, when they start a business, they'll be like, "Okay, I'm gonna start a T-shirt company, right?" And they'll go get T-shirts made, and they'll get their business cards made, and then they'll start posting on Instagram, and they'll start giving the T-shirts to people, and be like, "Hey, will you post a picture of my shirt and post a discount code, and like, your fans can save 15% off the shirts." Then they'll try to get like more and more people with more Instagram followers to wear that shirt and post, "Hey, go buy my shirt," right? There's a few problems with that. One, no one gives a shit about another shirt.
Yeah.
All right. Two, Instagram doesn't have a buy button. So even if you've got someone super famous wearing the shirt, it's like it's just so much harder for someone to like.
You still need to convert the believers to the link in the bio to another page, and then you gotta like convert them on that page to a buy button.
Yeah. So like prime example, I have a company. I don't want to say exactly which market, but we have a celebrity competitor, and the celebrity competitor is a top 5 musician who is a judge on The Voice. I don't know about currently or not, but like
that narrows it down.
This person has, I think, 40 million Instagram and who knows how many on Facebook and all that stuff, And we sell the exact same product, and the way they sell it, their team, is the star posts on Instagram and Facebook advertising it.
Do they do like traditional like TV ads and media buying as well?
No, they just do the social media.
Okay.
And the way we do it is by promoting it via paid ads. So we'll buy traffic from Google, all the ad networks, banner advertising, things like that.
Yeah.
And our first year sales of our brand were about 25 times their first year sales. So not double their first year sales, 25 times their first year sales. And this is one of the biggest celebrities in the world. Yeah. And the faces of our product are, not celebrities at all. They're respected in their industry. But if you went to 10 people walking down the street and you asked them who this celebrity is, 9 of them would know who they were. If you asked them who our face of our product is, you'd have to get to a person number 1 million maybe who would know who they were. But that's just because we've done the marketing. Even before that, no one would know who the face of our product was. So, and that's what you can do if you have a huge celebrity backing it. And if you don't, I mean, the battle is just rough, man.
You've learned all this after, how long did you start that in? 6 years, 8 years?
Well, you don't need to be a fucking rocket scientist to realize that having someone post on Instagram a site where there's no link to click to buy isn't going to result in shit for sales.
So like what's like the number one takeaway you have for people then when they're building a business or when they're starting businesses?
Great question. My number one takeaway is have something that people want so badly they're willing to pay good money for it, and have your margin in there so that you can go and use paid advertising to put it in front of it. So let me give you another example, right? I've been doing a lot of angel investing lately, and someone sent me over a deck for a new health product, and the product cost to them is right around $21, and they want to sell it for 25. And that's okay to do if you're Amazon.com and you've got millions of people on your site, or if you're Walmart and you've got people coming through the doors just to buy other things. But if you're starting from scratch, that $4 margin isn't enough to go buy banner advertising or Facebook placements or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you can never scale a business like that. So I would say that my number one takeaway is paid traffic is king. You need to be able to buy advertising.
And like
that
what percent of the final retail price do you need to add in there?
Yeah.
Because this is 100% applicable to the book.
Absolutely.
We haven't even talked about this at dinners or whatever.
This is applicable.
But
to
I could bump the retail price of $3 billion under 30 from $25 to $29.99 to give myself an ad budget to sell the book.
Of
and
course.
make sure it impacts as many people as possible.
Absolutely. So.
But is that enough, or is that a healthy bump?
Well, here's the thing to think about. So these days, advertising is more targeted, can be more targeted than anything in the history. Back in the day when they would do direct mail, you buy a list of people, and you could find a list of people over 60. And then you could get more targeted. You could find a list of people over 60 who had bought something similar to what you're selling. So let's say you're selling a book on natural cures, which is a very popular thing sold through the mail. You can find a list of folks over 60 who previously bought a book of natural cures, and that's a good list because they're interested in natural cures. So then you'd send them your mail piece, to that hundreds of thousands of people. But you're cutting down your broad audience, the way to have but that could still be a big percentage of the population, So the more targeted you get and can get, the less your margin has to be. So, for example, if you were to target on Facebook only people who bought your previous book, those people are super likely to buy your new book, right? So you could probably, let's say you did the metrics and you're paying 10 cents a click, and you probably find that out of the people who clicked, maybe a third of them would buy your new book, right? And let's say the click costs you 10 cents.
I need 30 cents.
Yeah, basically, all you need is it's maybe, let's say 40 cents to make money, because it takes you 3 clicks to break even, and then the fourth one to make money, because then you're making 40 cents for every 30 cents you spend, right? But if you're going wider,
right,
you're going to get way more people, right? Millions more people, but it's going to cost you more per click, so that's when you need a bigger margin. So
I would say super niche though, with something like $3 billion under 30, and that's just the example I have because I'm doing it. Because I have 75 Sarahs in the book from all different industries and niches in the market. Sarah has her fan page. I can run ads directly to that, send to a landing page that has the book with maybe just our interview, and Sarah's in the book plus 74 other cool people. You already like Sarah, so here you go.
And you should.
And I can do that for 75 other things. I can do it direct to meditation as one of her practices, or entrepreneurs, or Olympians during the next during the Olympic cycle coming up. I can get that niche while hitting a lot of people at the same time.
Well, you can,
which probably takes a lot of work, but I'm willing to put in the work, and I never thought about it before until it makes sense to put your paid advertising in the cost of the book if that's your strategy.
Yeah. So the way to think
no one
about
else would sell a book like that.
Well,
which is
actually tons of people sell books like that. There's mostly ebooks or bigger courses, right? So yes, you can have a product be successful with a small margin if you already have traffic like Walmart, Amazon, or something like that. But if you're going out to get the traffic you're on, you need to have some profit in there so you can, buy more traffic. So you're asking about if you could do it for 30 billion under 30 and what your
3 billion under 30.
There's not 30 yet?
No.
Okay.
3 billion people.
Okay.
We'd be fucked if there was 30 billion people.
All right. What are you doing 4 billion under 40 so I can be in the book?
Right?
That's what I want to know.
I actually have to check the human demographics and see if it's going to get close in the next 2 years.
Let's see if we can manipulate those a little bit. If you need people to have more babies or whatever, we'll write a sales letter.
Sales letter. Don't use condoms.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
Huh?
How many more years do we
36.
have? Okay, we got time.
Okay.
We might be able to do it.
All right, let's do it.
But-
okay, so anyway,
yeah.
so we're talking about these products, right? And if you have the book, how much do you charge for the book to be able to do that advertising? And yeah, you could raise the price of the book, but the beauty of today's world is that you can create digital products, and digital products, which would be like an e-course where someone can watch videos or download materials and things like that. Your product cost, yeah, you got to spend money to create it, but once you're finished making it, then your product cost is nothing. They just download it.
Right. Or next to nothing after like server costs.
Sure.
What?
But you can put your life's work of knowledge in there, So
Yeah.
you could deliver 3 billion under 30 as an ebook, or even if you delivered it as hard copy.
I'm gonna do hardcover, but I can have the Kindle version and like drive traffic just to Kindle.
Right.
And I can have supplementary courses.
But yeah, so just the book though,
Product.
we're still talking small time, because what's the most that you would charge for a book? Because you want to be able to have people
like
get their money's worth.
$29.99 is like I was going to charge $25 for 3 billion under 30.
Yeah.
But
So
I think after this conversation, I might do like $29.99.
Well, here's the
to
thing
give me
to
the
think
ad
about.
money.
It's also you got to think about the positioning in people's mind, all right? So, your book would probably be worth, $1,000 times 10 to anyone who reads it and takes action.
Sure.
But there's a barrier in people's minds of how much they will pay for a book, right? So yeah, you put it at $29.95, that's probably like the most someone's going to feel comfortable with, without knowing like what's in it and like actually using those lessons, right? But when you're talking about a digital course, the sky's the limit. So what you could do to bump up that margin to be able to buy more advertising is you have the book as your main product, right? And when people buy that product, they buy the book. As soon as they hit yes, I want the book in order, another offer comes up for your digital course. And your digital course could be like an in-depth action plan for the book where you like would personally guide them via these training videos to create their own strategy for success in their life, in their personal relationships, business, or whatever you choose to focus to be on. That product could be $200, $300, $400, $500,
which I
it
can't
could be digital download.
I can't do that if I send all the traffic to Amazon, but if I send them to my site, I can do that.
Right, so that's something to think about self-publishing.
And I would cut out the Amazon like 30% that they take to like use their platform.
Yeah,
I'll probably
but for
end
the
up doing
people at
both.
home,
I'll do both,
self-publishing, then you have full control, and then you can do cool shit like that. If you self-publish a book, then right afterwards you can give them this offer. And so let's say you sell the book to 10 people as is, right? And let's say that after you ship them the book and all that, you sell it for $30. After you ship them the cost, you make back $15 a book, which say for conversation's sake.
Sure.
How much money is that if you sell it to 10 people?
Give me the numbers again.
$150.
$150.
Right.
I can't do math. I was 4 years ahead in math in high school.
Me neither. This is the small amount of math I'm able to do. I could never program an evil algorithmic computer. So let's say out of those 10 people, you show that offer to all of them. After they purchase the book, they see, hey, would you like to buy my digital course, 3 billion under 30, where I'm going to show you these action steps, and you're going to get 10 hours of video from me showing you how to take action on this, and it's $300, right? And out of the 10, 9 of them are going to click no thanks, but one of them clicks yes, I'll take that course for $300, right? You just tripled your profit. Okay, so before it was $150, now you're adding $300 on there. So you just raise the profit to $450. And that's a huge difference that you can use to buy more advertising. And when you can buy more advertising, you can get it in front of thousands and thousands of more people and create a global brand for yourself that changes the lives of millions of people and puts millions of dollars in your pocket at the same time. That's why the fuck we're doing this interview, right?
Worst I've
Cut!
Yeah.
We're done!
No, this is a good transition.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
That's it?
Okay, done. Okay.
It's a good transition because you've taken your copywriting skills and, yes, built very, very successful businesses, made a lot of money for yourself, and positively impacted a lot of lives because people use your products and they are very high-level products. They're not, sleazy. internet marketing products, like you've kept at the right end of integrity and of value. So therefore, your persuasive language, totally valid, and if anything, you should be doing as much of it as possible so you can help as many people.
That's another thing too, is that if you sell great products, people will buy more of it.
Right.
So if your book is awesome, then your digital course is awesome, and they've given you $450 of their hard-earned money, and they've gotten $4,000 worth of value to it, that person can't wait until you launch your next course. And let's say your next course is like a 8-week coaching program where you limit it to 10 people, and each one of them gets personal time with you, and you sell it for $3,000. That person can't wait to invest in that course because they know they're going to get their money back and then some, and then you just raised your profit margin, which is your lifetime value of your customer again, which allows you to buy more advertising and bring more customers in, grow your business even bigger and make more impact. So yeah, if you want to get the highest customer value, you need to have great stuff, because then you're going to be creating raving fans that buy your stuff, use it, get results, right? Want to buy more of it and tell all their friends about it too.
And I think your superpower in all this has been the persuasive communication with pants.
With pants, yes.
You could sell anyone with pants on.
But my real secret is, most people don't know this, I'm extremely more communicative when I'm not wearing any pants at all. But that's a topic for another interview.
Great.
Or the bacon pants.
The bacon pants. No, but I think this is why you're starting to take some of the next steps in your career to teach more people about using the power of communication and using everything you've learned in copywriting and building businesses to have even greater change. You have a book that you're working on. For that, you just started investing so you can proliferate your knowledge to high growth companies that can continuously influence millions of people with their products and services. I think it's cool that I'm entering your life in a stage where you're taking, what you've done so very well and become world class at, and are now trying to help the world become better at it. They're not going to reach your level anytime soon, but if everyone bumps up a few steps, then everyone's going to make more money. Everyone is going to positively impact more people, and we're just going to have a greater change. I mean, we were joking at dinner, a couple weeks ago, that if you were writing copy for a president like Obama, we'd probably have more change. Not that you necessarily know the right policies, but you know how to work the policies into a story, into communication that gets people to take action.
Yeah, well, it's interesting you say that, because one of the companies that I was a very early investor in is a company called Andela, and I like to invest in companies where I can help the impact, but I also like companies that don't necessarily need me, because if they need me, then that's a
not
red
an
flag
that's
also,
a co-foundership.
and I don't want to buy myself a job, right? So, but my unique skill set comes into companies who are doing very good with their communication, that I can look at and just tweak it up and take it to superpower level, right?
Yeah, like bacon pants level.
Yes, you get it, man. Yeah. So one of Andela's early hires is a guy who was on Obama's speech writing team during the campaign when he got elected. So
nice.
When I first met him, I was he and I were just vibing off each other, man. I mean, we were able to put together some really powerful communication strategies for Andela, and that company is making massive impact right now. They're training coders in Africa. They're finding the top 1% of the 1% of people in Africa who have the skill set to become brilliant coders, and they train them and they pair them with U.S. companies.
Right.
Very exciting.
We got to get to Sarah in a few minutes, but if I could wrap with kind of a big, bold question, if I may.
Naked, pantless bold? Like, how bold are we talking here?
I think bolder than that.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's hear it.
So you're working on a book, you're starting to invest. who knows what else after that. What do you want your legacy to be?
You know, I want to help people communicate with more impact, because our generation, your generation, you know, are we in the same generation at least?
No.
Fuck.
Me and Sarah are.
Okay, all right. Anyway, your generation is full of big thinkers, man. You guys are going to be the ones that change the world, right? Because the world is fucked right now, and it needs to get unfucked real quick, or we're all going to die. So you guys are going to do that. Our generation's on board. We're going to like help mentor you guys, and you guys are going to actually do it, right? So I'm going to be one of the people that like helps like your generation save the fucking human race. Not really the world. The world's going to be fine, but the humans are fucked, right? So what I want to do is help people learn to communicate with more impact, so they can spread their ideas to more people, and also get those people to take action on their ideas. Because, you know, the best idea guy in the world, like, you know, the guy who could come up and give someone a great idea, is worthless if he can't get someone to act on that idea and execute. And that's where the motivational part of it comes in. You know, that's where you have to be able to communicate your ideas with impact. So when someone's reading your idea or advice for them, you know, whether it's in 3 billion under 30, or, you know, listening to a podcast, or, you know, whatever, if they're reading it and they'll be like, oh, okay, this is cool. Next page, this is pretty cool. Wonder how many likes I got on my Instagram photo, you know?
Right.
You know, it's worthless, right? But if they're reading your idea and they're like, this is cool. Okay, I can see myself doing this. And then the words are talking back at them, like giving them like some motivation and stuff, and like being like, fuck, this could change my life. Wait a second, if I do what this person is telling me to do, I can not only change my own life, I can change the lives of millions of people. All right, put this shit down. Instagram, fuck off, I'm getting to work. You know, and then start doing some shit that makes an impact themselves, then we're all winning. So that's what I'm trying to do.
So stop watching this, go to work. But before you do that,
no, let me give people an action step now also.
Yeah,
right?
where can they learn more about you? Where can they learn more about these subjects?
Yeah.
Give them the little plug about Craig Clemens.
Yeah, so learning to communicate and write with more impact is going to affect everything you do. I mean, I have business owners from all levels come to me wanting to learn how to do this, because the people who are in business know that if you can just make a few tweaks to the way you communicate with your prospects, whether it's in your advertising or on your email list, or, you know, just in your coaching calls, whatever it is, it can have a huge multiplier in how successful your business is, right? So on my Facebook page, I'm posting all kinds of tips and advice on writing with more impact. And you can go on there, it's Facebook, Craig Clemens, and that'll be information coming around in my book and all that jazz also. On, you know, I'll be the first to admit, though, nothing I'm saying hasn't been said before for hundreds of years by some of the great advertising men like David Ogilvy and Claude Hopkins. And, you know, of course, there's many great advertising women, too, that have figured out these secrets of writing powerful, impactful copy. And something else I want to do is, you know, a lot of people, when they think of the job or title copywriter, people are like, oh, what do? Do you like work on patents or something like that? Like, no. So what copywriter means is writing sales copy. So if you look up copywriting and how to write better sales copy, you'll get the like basic standards and things. So I'll give you one tip and we'll close it out. Right?
Got it.
If you're writing a Facebook post or a post on your email list, or something that's going to be seen by a lot of people, no matter how many people that message is going out to, you want someone to read it and feel like you're speaking just to them one-on-one from the heart, right? Like the way one of the great writers of our time, John Carlton, explains it is that, you know, imagine you're sitting at a bar and the person next to you comes down and tells the bartender about a problem that you have the answer to. And then you turn to them and you're like, hey man, I couldn't help but overhear this problem that you mentioned, and I figured out a solution and I want to help you, right? So the tip I want to share with people is when you're communicating with a large amount of people, speak as though you're speaking to just one person. Don't ever say like, hey, you guys, or like, do anything to remind them that they're one of many. Speak just one-on-one to them. So start off the email and be like, hey, I want to tell you about something I learned today that I think is going to really help you in your business. Here's what it is, and speak just one-on-one, just like that. Because anytime you divert from that and let them know that they're a part of a mass or part of an email list or part of like 1,000 friends on your Facebook or blog or Instagram page, they feel a little less of a personal connection to you, and they're going to not be as connected or willing to take action on what you say. It's a subconscious thing, but this little tip will spice up your writing and help you make more impact a lot.
Thank you for all your advice today. Thank you, of course, for your time and for hosting us. Check out everything that Craig just mentioned. Check out his Facebook. I'll include links for you below with Jason's help. And have an epic day. Go get some crazy yoga pants.
Not yoga pants, man.
Bacon pants. Get some
bacon pants. Yeah. Go get some. Or make your own.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
That was better.
Thank you for watching another episode of Stories from the 3 Billion Under 30. Now, if you want to see more stories from the 3 Billion Under 30, we actually have a book coming out in January called 3 Billion Under 30. And if you go and click the link in the description below, you can get 3 free stories from the next book right now. Not in January, now. So check it out and follow the rest of the web series in order to see more interviews just like this one.